The winner of the first ever New Japan Cup USA has been determined on an extremely newsworthy episode of NJPW Strong. Hi again everybody, my name's Chris Charlton, and every week I'll be taking you through some of the highlights of Strong, speaking to the big names, and giving you a taste of what's to come, because Strong isn't finished until we finish Strong. Now we're going to get into spoiler territory, so if you haven't already checked out NJPW Strong on njpwworld.com, make sure you do it right now. I promise you it is the best hour of pure professional wrestling you're going to see anywhere all week. And yes, we have a winner of New Japan Cup USA, but that wasn't the only big news that we got this week, including fanfare, trumpets, fireworks. Hallelujah, happy days are here again, because for the first time since January the 30th, Rocky Romero has won a match in New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's been on a bit of a slump all the way through Lions Break Collision, but today, teaming with the impressive debuting young Adrian Quest, they polished off Danny Limelight and the DKC, kicking off things strong. And post-match, a little birdie tells me Rocky Romero taking on Quest in a mentor-mentee role and also making overtures to Danny Limelight. Maybe something to keep an eye on in the future on NJPW Strong. Keep an eye on, that is, unless that is, you can't take your eye off Switchblade Jay White. That's a very difficult task. Returning after 6 months of inaction, he teamed up with Chase Owens to take on the Ring of Honor duo Flip Gordon and Brody King in tag team action tonight. And it was Brody King picking up the huge win on NJPW Strong with a Gonzo bomb to Chase Owens. After the match, Flip Gordon, Jay White, they started getting into it, and then really getting into it. The huge return from excursion to the UK, the former Bullet Club young lion Hikuleo, back in action and immediately targeting Brody King. That is something you definitely want to keep tabs on as NJPW Strong continues. But tonight was all about the New Japan Cup USA and the first ever New Japan Cup USA final. David Finlay and KENTA. KENTA certainly walked in with trademark swagger, but he was spooked with David Finlay, troubled enough to go to the same well that he went to last week. Went for that referee distraction, went for that low blow, and it still wasn't enough. In the end though, go to sleep was KENTA. Is your New Japan Cup USA winner. KENTA now has a championship opportunity for IWGP United States Gold against Jon Moxley at some date in the future, or so you might think. Just as KENTA was issuing that challenge to Jon Moxley, out came an extremely aggrieved Jeff Cobb after that low blow and controversial finish last week. Almost suplexes KENTA out of his boots. And you'd have to believe before KENTA can get to Jon Moxley, KENTA will have to go through Jeff Cobb. So much to unpack from this week on NJPW Strong that I'm going to need some help to do it. And who better to help me than the guy that's been at ringside all through every single Friday night, 10 Eastern, 9 Central on njpwworld.com, my colleague Kevin Kelly. Thanks for joining us on Finish Strong.
Man, it's great to be with you. I love the title of this show, and I miss you terribly.
So yeah, so much, as I said, to unpack, starting with KENTA, the first ever winner of New Japan Cup USA, but it wasn't all smooth sailing for Little K against David Finlay tonight.
No, it certainly wasn't. And one big takeaway, we knew KENTA was great. We've known KENTA has been great for over a decade and a half, but we saw a much more mature and focused David Finlay. And I think that's what propelled him and is going to continue to propel him in the very near future.
Yeah, but you'd thought going straight off of New Japan Cup USA, KENTA with that decorative statement, it is still my year, making that challenge to Jon Moxley, but then out pops Jeff Cobb and almost throws him out of his boots tonight.
Well, again, it was Jeff Cobb who of course, had a legitimate gripe. Because in the semifinal, we should have been talking realistically. We should have talking about Cobb and Finlay in the finals. because Cobb had Kenta beat, no doubt about it. So obviously, Cobb putting himself out there first. He'll be the first to challenge Kenta, I would assume, for the briefcase, the rights holder certificate. Of course, the G1 Climax tournament winner gets that rights holder certificate, that briefcase, and they'll have to defend it. So I thought that was a real nice tie-in with the Summertime Classic to be able to bring that for the New Japan Cup USA tournament.
For sure, for sure. And of course, elsewhere on the night tonight, Jay White making headlines and Hikuleo making headlines in a huge way. Coming back from excursion, immediately laying out Brody King. So your thoughts on all that situation? Hikuleo and Brody King, Jay White and Flip Gordon as well.
Well, of course, you just do the math. And Bullet Club has the chance to absolutely run the table and to run New Japan strong in many respects, the way they're kind of controlling things on the main roster in New Japan. Because Bullet Club, powerhouse lineup in the U.S. on New Japan Strong, and certainly all the power with Evil, the double champion, Jado Gato, Taiji Ishimori, the junior heavyweight challenger, the spoiler Dick Togo, Yujiro, the list goes on. But it's Bullet Club's year. I think we can already say, at least through the midpoint of August.
All right, well, we'll find that out next week. So much action from Summer Struggle and NJPW Strong as well. So thanks for joining us, Kevin.
Man, my pleasure. See you guys soon.
So indeed, New Japan Cup USA is in the books, but New Japan Strong continues starting next week on NJPW Strong, our next series. As we bring you Fighting Spirit Unleashed 2020, it all kicks off next week on NJPW Strong. Do not miss a second. NJPWWorld.com every Friday night, 10 Eastern, 9 Central, 7 Pacific. And that's not all you get from the King of Sports streaming. Summer Struggle will continue. 2 events from Korakuen Hall next week, and then next Saturday, August 29th in Jingu Stadium for the first time in 21 years. Summer Struggle in Jingu, a stacked card. The Grandmaster versus the Heel Master. Master Wato versus Yoshinobu Kanemaru. We're going to find out the first interim KOPW 2020 holder. We've got Taiji Ishimori versus Hiromu Takahashi. My God, Shingo Takagi versus Minoru Suzuki. Dangerous Tekkers versus Golden Ace. And then in your main event, Tetsuya Naito will be taking on Evil for the IWGP Heavyweight, IWGP Intercontinental Championships, and a whole hell of a lot of revenge. That your main event, Summer Struggle, August 29th. We will have full English coverage for you on njpwworld.com. Make sure you check out that website for more information, including the full streaming schedule and local start times in your area. And of course, njpw1972.com at NJPW Global for all the latest updates. So that's it. We've finished strong for yet another week right here. So thank you to my guest, Kevin Kelly. I've been Chris Charlton. We'll catch you next week on Finish Strong. Until then, go kigenyo. Sayonara.